R.B. and Smoke Dixon, I'm spitting fast. Now let's hit some heated topics, just in time for group chat.
Smoke and I have decided to let you in our unfiltered group chat so you see what the trending topics we discuss and let you know what's really going on in the world of college football. And the first topic we will get into: did flipping to Alabama help Keelon Russell win the Elite 11 MVP? Smoke.
Reed, I was just down in T-Town last weekend in my daughter's cheerleading competition. The buzz and the word on the street is this guy, in my opinion now, it's a humble opinion of Smoke, is better than both Jalen's at this point in his high school career. But we'll get to it, no matter.
Smoke, this is why people across the country hate Alabama. All right, this is why they hate the SEC. This is a great young prospect, but you already saying that he's a better quarterback than two guys who led teams deep into the college football playoff. Smoke, come on, man. Let's not jump the gun.
Listen, see, Reed, I told you I'm coming off the top rope again, but you're not listening. At this point in his career, junior going into senior, you got to open them things up, man. That's at St. Louis clogged.
Smoke, how big was it getting Keelon Russell to flip from SMU for the Crimson Tide?
Huge. You and I both know this, Carl. Quarterbacks drive the recruiting class. Quarterbacks also help to get the offensive line. They just got two big commits from Jackson Lloyd, and they also got one for Michael Carroll. Now, Coach, if you get the offensive line to protect you, what else you need? You need the weapons outside. DeCorian Moore on the hook. Lockett on the hook. Caleb Cunningham's down there this weekend, Carl, on the OV. So we don't know what it's going to be like, but we know they want to play with the MVP. Height, weight, measurables are there. Coach, let's unpack them a little bit more. It's football characteristics. Let's get to it.
Before we get into his physical traits, let's talk about his mental makeup, Smoke. What makes him the guy that can lead Alabama back into the college football playoffs in the future?
Well, the first thing that you understand, Carl, he stands on business. You saw what he did at the Elite 11. You see what he is when he was in the building down in Tuscaloosa. All they raved about was his ability to lead, and when he walked into that room, he captured it. He understands the disease of me does not exist with me. He understands we over me. He's a good teammate. He's a football guy. He understands that without the guys around him, there aren't any success. So me and we, and he flipped that. It's we, and he got that going. So his ability to lead, and he's a coachable kid, Carl.
The question I have, Smoke, when you start talking about the quarterback position and how critical it is to teams that are looking to win championships, is decision-making. Does Keelon Russell have the decision-making on RPO pass concepts, on being able to read through his progression, checking down, throwing the ball away when you're under pressure, not taking loss of downs? Does he have the decision-making ability to play at a high level for Alabama, Smoke?
Well, Carl, absolutely. Decision-making comes with the character of the person. And understanding the most important thing on the football field is what, Carl? The football. He takes care of it. Does not turn the ball over. Keeps it out of harm's way. Makes good decisions. He understands that one play is not going to win you the game, but a turnover can lose you the game. So he just understands the ability to handle and take care of that ball and get the ball out of my hands into my playmakers' hands and let them score.
One of the things that we always have to look at when we're talking about athletic quarterbacks, especially at a young age, they have a tendency to be runners first and passers second. How is his processing when you think about his ability to throw and go through his read progressions?
Well, Coach, all young quarterbacks are going to have this issue. And it's worse when you start talking about athletic quarterbacks, because most of the time, you know, you're an old coach, you start panicking on the sideline in the play caller, or even a developer of quarterbacks. They're saying, well, if the first read's not there, take off and run. But what this guy is showing you on film, he's showing you the ability to survive in the pocket, poise, understands how to go through his progressions. That's something that he has to work on. But that's not a fatal flaw right now in this game in terms of him being a dual threat guy and an athletic quarterback.
How critical is pocket toughness, for a quarterback? Being able to stay in there and make the throws and go through the progression, especially on some of those third level RPO reads and the deeper throws that you're going to have to make to win games.
Well, Coach, that's one of my biggest critical factors of when you're a quarterback. I usually say, does this quarterback, is he tough enough? If I took a cinder block and threw it at his face and it came this close, does he have enough just to shift one step, one eye, let it rip and let it go? If you're tough enough to take a cinder block in the face for a teammate, you're tough enough to survive in the pocket. And when you see him in the pocket again, Carl, he has some subtle movements that's uncanny for a young guy in terms of his developmental stage right now of not wanting to take off. Just a slide step, just a shuffle, just a move, just a pivot to let that ball go. He's one of the tougher quarterbacks I've seen as a young guy, but also has the awareness of bodies, warm bodies around him, and he's comfortable within the pocket. That's why I'm saying he's a little bit more ahead of those other two guys.
One thing that I tell young quarterbacks all the time, Smoke, especially guys that can run around a lot, if you want to play at a high level, you have to be able to complete passes from the pocket, especially on third and medium and third and long. Talk about his ability to throw the ball, Smoke, and his throwing motion. How would you have evaluated him in that area?
Well, Coach, that's why you've seen him win that Elite 11 MVP. He's a young man that has a natural flick of the ball and his ability to throw it from different launch points and different arm slots. That's what a lot of quarterbacks struggle with. They all want to go with the same routine pass up over the top. Some guys got a 3/4, some guys got a sidearm. But he has an uncanny ability to slide in the pocket, let it go with timing, touch, and accuracy on one ball, but just that fastball outside, that 2 ball over the second level of defenders, and that 3 ball when you're throwing that 7 cut or that post to get over the top of the corner, and if that safety's right there in the middle, to drop it in. He does a beautiful job of doing that. But those things like that, Coach, comes with time. The more time on task that he has, the better he gets. But he's a natural flicker of the football. And getting with that Alabama staff, you've seen what they did with Michael Penix. I think they have someone with a clay that they can mold to be one of those guys. And he said it already, Coach. His aspirations is to get that Heisman back in the building in Tuscaloosa, in Malmore Athletic Center. Dream it, see it. He's a part of it. I think he has the goods to do it. He's just going to have to put in some more work.
What are the biggest things that you think he needs to improve on? What's 1 or 2 things that could really help take his game even to a higher level?
Well, Coach, like I said about most quarterbacks, it's a sense of understanding that there's a lot of warm bodies that's going to be around you. And the more comfortable that you get with warm bodies around you to go through your first progression, second progression, third, and then not even think about running. Just slide a little bit to see if you can work another window to get the ball out of your hand. The best thing you want to do as a quarterback, Coach, is throw the football. You run all you want to do is just advance plays and just create more time when you have the ball in your hand. That's playing off script. But you don't want to play on script all the time. You want to be on time, on script, and letting it go. So the more he learns how to play on script, the better he's going to get. But again, Coach, that comes with time on task. But he has the work ethic to do that.
Smoke, what are the biggest benefits of him showing up?
Coach, one of the bigger benefits for you going out to a competition as such, it shows you a few things. Your ability to want to compete. You and I are 2 competitors. Wherever it's at, if there's a ball on the ground, we roll it out, we're going to go play. And then his ability to be coached in a situation that's not friendly to you. An uncomfortable athlete that makes it comfortable becomes a great athlete. I don't believe you can ever achieve greatness without understanding how to feel uncomfortable and making uncomfortable you're comfortable in any setting. And then you have the best quarterbacks out there. So you have an opportunity to say, okay, good. I've seen these guys before all over the place, but it's now my time to truly compete against them.